of the Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings.
I'm supposed to say mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy frick. Wow. That might be the best swing I've ever had. Hell yeah.
Hey, it's a fun game when you're hitting home runs, and Kerry Carpenter was generous enough to be mic'd up yesterday for his hardest hit baseball that we've seen in his major league career. He's at 929 OPS. The pizzas certainly help. And he and the Tigers will face the Texas Rangers today. Kenta Maeda is on the hill. Last time out against Minnesota, 6 innings. And last time out for this guy, Jack Leiter, was in the minors. In fact, every time out has been in the minors so far for this major league debut of Jack Leiter. Al's son is on the hill, and Tigers baseball is brought to you by Figer Law. So we have a lot to tell you about today. Jason Benetti, Craig Monroe, Natalie Kerwin downstairs. It is a debut for Jack Leiter. 2nd overall pick just a couple of years ago, and there's a very proud father in attendance today as well who could really spin it.
Well, his dad he didn't know where he wants to sit. He told me that he wants to be in the suite, but there's that baseball pitcher in him that wants to be down behind home plate so he can see it all. I'm looking forward to watching this young man. Hopefully the Tigers can get to him.
Kerry Carpenter, the left-handed slugger for the Tigers. Last 2 games, look out Jack Leiter. If Kerry's hitting like this, I don't know.
Well, how about this swing that he had yesterday? Boom, shake the room. And how is he doing it? It's at the top of the strike zone. One of the few left-handers that can get on playing at the top, at that elevated fastball, elevated breaking ball. Kerry Carpenter, look at the damage that he's done on those pitches up. He is in a groove, hitting with tremendous rhythm and timing right now, and he's catching everything out front. Jay, they tell me that's where the party's at, and he's been partying this last couple days.
Well, you know where the party's at. You got Keats's Pocket Square. Look, it's the Tigers and Rangers, and the one thing we do know, as you saw StatCast powered by Google Cloud, is it's probably going to be a close game. Like every game has been a close game for the Tigers this year. What kind of pace is this team on in terms of one-run ball games? We'll find out in One More Thing, and that's coming up next. Expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. By Wallside Windows, 80 months, no interest, plus half off every window at wallside.com. By Figer Law, all we do is win. And by GMC. Visit your closest GMC dealer today for exceptional offers. If you feel like every time you turn on a Tigers game, it's a close game, that's because 8 of the 18 have been decided by exactly 1 run. 5-3 is the record, 5-5 in all other games. Tigers are on pace to close in on 71 run games and then some this year, and that's our One More Thing. We wondered how many 1-run games is too many to set a major league record. The number is the 71 Houston Astros, who played 75 one-run games. The bad news for Harry Walker's denizens of the Astrodome is they were 79 and 83. They weren't very good in those one-run games, so the hope is you play them and you win them.
Well, they say the good teams, they win the one-run games. Not so much for the 1971 Astros.
That's 70. Poor Joe Morgan and the 71 Astros. Cesar Cedeno, Bob Watson, and Jim Wynn, the toy cannon as well. Rangers and Tigers first pitch. If you're watching for that young man, he's going to throw it relatively soon. But first, the Rangers offense against Kenta Maeda when we come back. City around here. The storm clouds were swirling and all of that, and we hope everybody made it through the rain well enough. But now here we go, Tigers and Rangers. The series finale goes like this. This is career games played for the Texas Rangers. Their pitcher will play his very first game today. So Simeon at 1362. He has been an Iron Man in Major League Baseball. Corey Seager at 922. Then Adolis Garcia has piled up 3 seasons plus worth of games. And then the young man, Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, just 40 games as well. The Rangers batting order presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And the Tigers starting pitcher presented by Wallside Windows. He's 36 years old. He's Kenta Maeda.
Kenta Maeda in his last start looked really good. He was able to go 6 innings. He only gave up 1 earned run. He was using his slider and the split combination, and he really used both sides of the plate with his pitch because of the way it moves. Look for him to do the same thing to this Texas Rangers lineup.
Kenta Maeda was 17 years old in Japan when Al Leiter threw his final pitch in Major League Baseball in 2005. He is now the opposition for Al Leiter's son today here at Comerica Park. And Kenta squares up with Marcus Semien, and we are underway. There is the first pitch. It's downstairs, and it's ball 1 to a very aggressive hitter, Marcus Semien, who on the second pitch of the game tapped a ball back to Tarek Skubal, then threw it wide, which started the first run of the ball game. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, Simeon's got a really good approach, especially when he leads off a ball game, and he's been their leadoff hitter. He's looking to do damage early in the count. When he gets himself into these good hitters counts, 2-0s, he's hunting that fastball middle in.
And that ball is destructed to left field. Riley Green back at the track and the wall, and this ball does clear the left field fence. It's a leadoff home run for Marcus Semien. He got ahead in the count, and he made Maeda pay.
Yeah, this is something that the Texas Rangers do. They hit the fastball well. They show patience to allow themselves to get into those good hitters counts. And he got him a pitch right down Broadway, and he didn't miss it. This is his power. Take a look at the swing here. Gets the bat through the zone extremely quickly. Riley Green gives a really good effort, but that ball had some backspin, and it carried out of here.
The Rangers had come into today 25th in Major League Baseball in home runs as that ball sneaks on by, and Corey Seager is on with the second base runner already for Texas.
Yeah, it's just going to be important for Kenta Maeda to pitch ahead in the count. He's got to get to leverage counts, those 1-2, 0-2s, where he can get to that split finger. Try to induce some weak contact.
We just watched the 25th career leadoff home run for Marcus Semien. 10 of them came last year during the World Series run and the championship for Texas, as that is inside. So now it's kind of a rock and a hard place, right? You get behind against Semien, you give up a home run. Corey Seager attacks your first pitch, and now what do you do with that first pitch?
Well, if you're Kenta Maeda again, he's got to establish that he's going to have a really good feel for his slider and his splitty. And if the Texas Rangers are not biting, if they're not chasing that pitch and force him in the zone, given that swing rate we just saw from Semien, could be a long day.
When he has been ahead with that splitter, he's been very effective with it. The league is 1 for 20 against the split finger pitch for Kenta Maeda. As this goes to the first base side, Torque spins it to second, little high. Didn't matter, double play.
It's a really good play here by Torque. And again, I talk about him being very underrated with his throwing to the bases. He does an excellent job of creating some space and getting that ball to Baez. Baez does an excellent job of going up and getting that baseball and finishing that double play. And Kenta Maeda, he didn't get a ticket. He wasn't just watching. He got himself over there to first base to cover, and that's what allowed Baez to finish that double play off.
Hey, that's a really good job by Javi Baez to make sure that he stayed on the second base bag. The neighborhood play isn't feasible anymore, right? You have to be on the bag and then make that throw. It's an exceptional effort.
Yeah, just a nice play all around.
So it's a 3-6-1 double play. Maeda covering. You mentioned Torque creating the space to throw. That takes him farther away from the first base bag, and so Kenta gets over to cover.
That's really, Jay, how you draw it up.
Is that how you draw that swing up?
Yeah, when you got that splitty, that's nasty coming down and in. Garcia going down to his knees trying to lift that ball out of here.
One, two. You saw the one hit, 19 outs on the splitter. Watch Maeda.
Right away. He beelines right over to first base. Torres does an excellent job of getting the ball to Baez, and again, he finishes that playoff by getting to first base.
That is also, there's a lot to unpack from that play, but it's also a signal of managers not wanting to expend their challenge so early in the game. That looked to me, naked eye, like he might have been safe at first base, but the value of the challenge is so much early in the game as Maeda gets over again and does ballet to get out number 3.
Yeah, just a little PFP right there. A little pitch and toss. Maeda gets out of the inning.
What team does your dad play for? Because he thought everybody's dad played for a Major League Baseball team. That's
awesome.
The situation he was in, with Al finishing his Major League career up until when Jack was 5 years old. He's the second overall pick back in 2021. He's had an elevated ERA in the minors prior to this season, and there is Al trying to take it in and not get recognized. And even before first pitch, the great sleuth Michael Odino has found him, as the first pitch from his son is a strike.
Well, first of all, Dad is looking very nervous up there for his son, Jack.
He does.
And Jack's going to have some adrenaline going. There's going to be some nerves. But right off the top, he started out Riley Green with the first pitch strike. Now, listen, here's how he's going to attack the Tigers. He's about 80% on his glove side, meaning he's going to pound the lefties in, and he's going to be away from the right-handed hitters. And that's not only with his fastball, that's with his off-speed pitches as well.
He tucked in a changeup there to Riley Green. You might not want to live there to Riley with that changeup, but you know, Jack Leiter, when he left camp, Bruce Bochy said, "We're going to need you." He loved the way he was pitching in spring training, and Jack Leiter is here very quickly with his first Major League strikeout, painting for out number 1. My goodness.
That's petrol there, boys. 98 miles per hour at the bottom of the strike zone. Riley Green, who's been really good, trusting his eyes. But Jack Leiter here paints that 98 mile per hour fastball, and he puts his first guy away. Dad likes it. Mom loves it.
It is such a long road for anybody to make it to Major League Baseball. But when your father has 3 World Series rings, there are expectations, there are beliefs, there's everything that you can't control as a young person. And for him to show up and do what he just did is pretty impressive.
And you know this about Jack Leiter, being in this family, the Leiter family. They've had a lot of success. Great genes, they call it. He understands how to pitch. He has solid pitch ability. So I don't feel like he's going to get rattled. I think he was built for this moment.
See if the Tigers can force him to the middle of the strike zone. Canna thought that was outside. It's 1-2.
I think about the lengthy conversation that I'm sure that he's had with his dad about pitching, the art of pitching, knowing how to use both sides of the plate, changing speeds.
Canna into left field. There's the first hit against young Jack Leiter.
That ball was hit hard.
It was. He's a long way away from his father. He has to give up 2,151 more hits, and he has to get 1,973 more strikeouts to be Al Leiter, who pitched 19 years. Simo, just for context, how difficult is it to pitch 19 years?
I mean, you can't even fathom the success pitching for 19 years. And not just pitching, being one of the elite pitchers of our sport.
Gary Carpenter goes after the first pitch for strike 1.
He's going to have to be careful with this guy, though. Gary Carpenter swinging a hot bat. He's been getting some mistakes, and he hadn't missed them.
Oh, 1. Check swing. No go. 1 ball, 1 strike. So you heard the video package from Gary Carpenter in our pregame. And he got a text message from a former Tiger that said, "Are you allowed to say holy frick on television?" And it was Matthew Boyd who texted him and was like, "Dude, you can't say." He said, I don't think they would have aired it if I couldn't have said it.
How about that? A little, yeah, boy, reaching out to Kerry Carpenter.
I love how many former Tigers watch these telecasts.
Yeah, you know what? Once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Guys play close attention. It's a special place to play.
One ball and 2 strikes on Carpenter, who uses his timeout. But sincere thank you to Kerry Carpenter for doing that. He told us it was unobtrusive. He enjoyed it. He had a good time. A couple of the guys walked by and said, I forgot that you had the mic on.
Yeah, that's why it's important, guys. You got to kind of put your hand on the mic and say, listen, I'm Mike's hot.
Test 3, 2, 1. It's up and out, 2-2 from Leiter to Carpenter. When you were facing a guy making his major league debut, what did you think about what you might be able to do with them?
Well, I thought that he was going to have some nerves. He was going to try to get ahead of me with the fastball, and so I was going to look for something over the plate first pitch and try to ambush him, because you don't want a guy like this to get comfortable.
And that's what Kerry did in this at-bat. Exactly.
No, that's why he was aggressive on that first pitch fastball. Now, he missed it, and it was a four-seamer, 96 miles per hour. But you notice there, Leiter started to go to his all-speed pitches. But Kerry Carpenter has really developed a really good eye in the batter's box, and it's because of his timing. See how he sits back on that backside, just lifts his leg up. That allows him to see, read, and react to the baseball.
I'll tell you what, that changeup is evil.
That was just filthy there.
Yikes.
96 mile per hour fastball to start him off with the at-bat. Do him a couple of sliders, and then he goes, whoop, Bugs Bunny changeup down and away, way out in front.
What sound did it make?
Whoop.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I just want to make sure. I thought I heard it right.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was StatCast 3D jumping in or SEMO 2D. Spencer Torkelson batting. First pitch, check swing. He takes low.
Like this matchup here for Torkelson. Tork's been hunting that fastball just underneath it a little bit, just fouling it straight back. But talking with him about raising up his hands, trying to be a little bit more shorter through the baseball.
Okay, so debut 2-0. You would think fastball.
There's no question if I'm Torkelson, I'm looking for a fastball. But you'll see the confidence that Jack Leiter has in himself.
Yep.
If he goes to a secondary pitch, his changeup, because he'll take advantage. If he does that, he'll take advantage of the aggressiveness of the hitter.
You know, Dad wouldn't have grooved a fastball here. Oh, he missed with a slider.
See, that tells me that this kid understands how to pitch. He knows the situation that he's in when he fell behind in the count. And he wasn't just going to groove a fastball. He'd get away with that in A ball and double A, but not here. And he understands that. And again, he went straight to the slider.
3-0. Torque takes ball 4. Getting a lot of firsts done here for Jack Leiter. First strikeout, first hit, first walk. Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is career games played. And you see the total for Mark Canha at 941. Javi Baez at 1158. And Matt Vierling stands in his 307th major league game with the rookie Colt Keith behind him. Colt now can consider himself a veteran facing somebody in his first major league game. Vierling fouls it back toward us.
That was close. I was in a position, though, to make a play.
I was in a position to cower once again.
You were getting out of the way.
It was a fairly smooth departure, though, I feel.
Oh, there was no panic. There was no panic there.
Serenity now. 0-2 on Vierling. What do you think of the stuff? Just the stuff through 20 pitches.
He's got electric stuff. He's got good spin on his breaking ball. Got some depth to it. The fastball plays. Looks like it has a little vert to it where it looks like it rises to the hitter.
Into the sky by Vierling. Short center field, and in fact the center fielder Taveras makes the call off of Marcus Semien. He got through one, Dad. 1-0 your score. American Forces Network. Welcome to those of you in countries around the world aboard naval ships at sea, and thank you so much for your service. We hope to provide you a little bit of joy as you do such important work across the globe. Josh Smith takes a strike after ball one. It's 1-1 for Smith, who's just 26 years old out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And when you take a look at what he had done offensively the first couple years in Major League Baseball, it was a little bit frustrating for him. Through about a full season, 163 games, he had a 197 average and a 185 average. The OPS plus was somewhere in the 60s. He made some tweaks in the offseason, and he has been a substantially better hitter this year. A really impressive start to the year as he takes up high from Maeda, 3-1.
Well, I think you want to point out his stance, how narrow he is here.
That's what he's changed.
And he's really got himself, like, kind of got more balance, it looks like, on that back leg, sitting back on it. This allows him to kind of stay back there and just really reach forward and try to call it stepping on the egg, where you want to be soft, where your head doesn't move. And take a look at how deep he is in that batter's box. Wants to give himself a little bit more time.
And he takes ball four. Just that overhead, and I know that's not exactly the stance. It just reminded me of if he opened up even more with that leg. Remember Tony Batista?
Yes, Tony Batista. Now that was to the extreme.
That was like such a broad leg sweep into the swing.
But the cool thing about what Tony Batista was able to do, and he was so productive, is like most hitters and all hitters, we have to get to that separation, right, where the hands are back and the front foot's down.
First pitch swing here for Wyatt Langford into left field, ringing around in that corner. Tony Beasley waves around the run, and Josh Smith scores to make it 2-0 Texas.
Really impressed with Langford. His ability to hit the all-speed pitch, especially that was hanging up there like that. Maeda made a mistake there. And then how about Smith cutting the bases? Takes a peek at Riley Green and the aggressiveness of third base coach Beasley to put another run on the board. How about this kid? Just last year he was in college. And now he's in the big leagues. He made the Texas Rangers team, who is the defending champion.
I don't want to offend anybody at the SEC, but they say it just means more. But when you go from Florida Gators to Major League Baseball, it all means even more.
Yes, it does, and it just tells you how good of a hitter this young man is. And the scary thing is, he can only get better.
One ball, one strike to Jonah Heim. Maeda, just command-wise early on, he's missed pretty wildly, sometimes in the zone, and Heim smokes this ball, and the Texas Rangers are laying into the Tigers in the first 7 batters. It is a 4-0 score.
Yeah, this Texas Ranger team, again, they'd like to ambush you early. And when you make a mistake, especially in their heat zone, their hot zone, they don't miss. And Heim's here for a left-handed hitter. It's exactly where he wants that ball, down and in. He goes down and get it. Take a look at the balance and how he stays back on that baseball. He recognized that all-speed pitch, and he crushed it on a line out to right.
Jonah Heim, who was traded multiple times in a 16-month span as a minor leaguer, has himself a 2-run home run. He's become a very important piece to the Texas Rangers behind the plate.
Well, this is what the Rangers seem to do quite often. They get to the starting pitcher before he gets comfortable, before he gets into his rhythm. And they've taken advantage of some mistakes that Maeda has made today.
First pitch, strike one to Leody Taveras, who has a hit in each of the 3 games so far. The former catcher, talk about the Armed Forces Network. Dad was in military service, so Bruce Bochy was born in France. As this is foul, it's 0-2. You ever been to Europe?
I have not.
You need to.
I do need to, yeah. We've talked about that. I need to go and explore the world.
Boch will teach you about wine country. He's a great guy to talk to.
Yeah, I've had a
love
couple
spending
conversations.
time with Bruce Bochy.
He is one of the game's best.
One and two. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tavares. The Rangers came in 25th in Major League Baseball in home runs, and you knew that wasn't going to last forever.
Yeah, they just hadn't gotten hot yet. Kind of home runs come in bunches. When guys start to hit them, you start to feel like you're in a good groove.
In the air left field, and Riley Green will take care of that in foul territory.
Tavares is still in the batter's box. He thought that ball was going to stay fair. I mean, go out. It was going to go foul.
He wants to challenge.
I felt like he wanted to. Take a look at Tavares here after he takes the swing here. He didn't even look at the ball. He shakes his head like, yeah, that's a good swing there. I'm on it. And gets right back in the batter's box as Riley Green catches the baseball.
Excuse me, Leote. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
They got to tell him.
Excuse me, yes. In this game, they're outs.
That's funny.
That is really good. But we've seen that a couple times now. Matt Vierling had the base hit the other day. He looked up into the sky like he was looking for Neptune.
That just tells you that the guys are so locked in on keeping their head down and seeing the ball off the bat, where they don't even look at where it goes. That's trying to stay locked in.
That's why you've never been to Europe. You're so focused on hitting.
That's oh. I am locked in.
Did you miss
right
me
now.
for a couple days?
I did. Yeah.
Now you're over it, though.
Not at all. We're just getting started.
2 innings enough. Ball and 2 strikes on Marcus Semien, who homered to lead off the game. And here he catapults this ball over Baez into left field, a base hit. So it was pretty clear where that ball was going. But Matt Vierling the other day, I mean, he needed a telescope. Watch this.
That was a line drive off the bat of Vierling. He had no idea.
So 2 things. I said to him, how often does that happen to you? He goes, maybe once a year, maybe. And then the other thing, I was like, when did you pick up the ball? He goes, it was on the ground when I saw it for the first time. A high sky.
It's a high sky.
We've been talking about it all game. Jack Leiter making his debut in the MLB today for the Rangers, but more than that, his father, Al Leiter, 2-time All-Star. Yeah, there's a family connection there. In today's Miller Lite Report, their family tree extends even beyond Jack and his dad. His cousin and his uncle, Mark Leiter and Mark Leiter Jr., formerly played and are playing in the major leagues right now too. So with Jack dealing his first pitch at Comerica Park today, it makes his dad Al and his uncle Mark the first MLB brothers to each have a son who made it to the show.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
Congratulations. And then Mark Jr. pitching with the Cubs. They don't play until 7:40, so I have to imagine he's getting to watch this.
Oh, there's no question he's watching right now.
They got more lighters than like a Beatles concert when Hey Jude was playing, right? That's a lot of lighters.
There's a lot of lighters. You're something else.
Yeah.
You are.
It's so cool for the family, though. And, you know, the thing about baseball is you might get an opportunity here or there because of dad. But if you're not a good pitcher, this doesn't happen. So Al obviously had an influence, and you can open a door or two, whatever it might be. But Jack gets to be himself with his windup and throwing with the right hand and gets to do it on his own as there is ball 4. Nice work by Colt Keith. It's a leadoff walk.
Yeah, but to your point there, yeah, the door could be open. But as a player, as a son, you've got to knock that door down.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to really take advantage of it. And I really think that his dad got him to the door. And he knocked it in because he's now making his major league debut because of the hard work that Jack Leiter put in to get to this level.
But there is so much to be said at the same time, and you and I are on the same page with that. But you know what it was like to have teammates with kids running around the clubhouse and getting to know the sport through that, and we've seen it so much. Jackson Holliday is a recent example with the Orioles. it does really benefit you to be around and to know the clubhouse as Urshela flicks this ball over second base and down. That's a knock, and the Tigers have 2 on with nobody out.
Well, I think coming into the contest, the Tigers knew exactly what Jack Leiter was going to do. He was going to stay away with all of his pitches, and they've taken that approach. There's Urshela there getting enough of this baseball here. Get it off the end a little bit, but he gets enough of it to put it right over the head of the second baseman.
Wasn't great contact, but it got the job done, certainly.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
You want both, though.
I do want both. I'm greedy like that. It's true.
2 on, nobody out for Baez. I was just going to say, when you know what the clubhouse environment's like, that can help you in a scenario like this with your nerves. Baez, first pitch, rip. Another Javi ambush into the left field corner. It's an RBI double, and it's 4-1, and here come the Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers are not going away here. Trying to take advantage of Jack Leiter and the mistakes that he's making over the middle of the plate. And take a look at Baez here. He's been a lot shorter to the baseball here lately. Good rhythm, good timing, catches that ball out in front, gets the barrel to it, and he hits that ball hard down the left field line. Tigers are in business now with a couple runners in scoring position.
You also can talk about the decision there of first ball fastball to Javi Baez with 2 runners on.
Well, again, Baez knows that he wants to get ahead with this fastball. Leiter wants to get ahead with that fastball because it sets up everything else. But when a guy has struggled on secondary pitches, especially on sliders, it just didn't make much sense for him to go to the fastball there when Baez is struggling on that slider.
To your point about how you handle somebody making a debut, it's exactly what you described. And Javi, here's his reaction. Thank you.
Like, yes. Yes, I'm starting to feel it.
I like that sound, he says.
It's a good sound. That ball there was loud off his bat.
He's at second. Gio Urshela at third. Carson Kelly is the batter. Suddenly the tying runs in play here for the Tigers.
Kelly will be looking for that fastball middle in. He's hunting.
First pitch here, yeah, he was, and it was a high fastball riding above the zone.
Yeah, especially early in the count. Carson Kelly likes the ball middle, in, and down. And so up into 2 strikes, you're going to see him look for that pitch.
Carson Kelly getting the start today, although it is Jake Rogers' birthday. Happy birthday to Raj. He turns 29 today.
Happy birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday as well to Sam Crawford, triples leader for the Tigers, among other luminary birthdays, including Miguel Cabrera, who is 41 today.
The big fella. Boy, was he fun to watch.
One, two. So Sam Crawford, 309 triples, the all-time leader, and he didn't even play here at Comerica Park. Miguel Cabrera, 17 triples, but 511 home runs. Different eras, as they say. Happy birthday. They were born, what, 103 years apart? Sam Crawford played so early, didn't even have a jersey number.
Just haven't seen many guys take that ball, hit the ball out the opposite way like a left-handed hitter, as we saw Miguel Cabrera do it consistently.
It's just amazing that we knew from day one in his career that he was going to be special.
Yeah,
you know, with the Marlins.
Boy. I go back to when Roger Clemens buzzed him, knocks him down, he gives him the death stare like, I'm not backing down, and then he goes, oppo.
Up the middle to second base. That'll be an RBI for Carson Kelly, and the Tigers pick up a second run in this inning.
Yeah, that's when contact's your friend. Infield's back. Carson Kelly shortening up with 2 strikes. Runner at third base. Runners at second. He's going to move the runner over and drive him in. It's just a good big league at bat there. Good situational hitting.
And now you're presented another situation. Riley Green. Runner at third, 1 out. You'd like to at least get this third run in. Although Riley would adore a chance to tie the game.
See, that's a good take right there. He's looking for something up that he can get to the outfield. He'll still get rewarded if he hits something up the middle. Seager, Simeon playing back.
I said to Riley earlier today, do you feel like the Tigers lead the league in balls to the edge of the strike zone? And he was like, that's just pitchers nowadays. They're paid to hit the edge of the zone. And we have seen more and more of that as the years have gone on in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, pitchers have been living on the edge. Not making many mistakes to hitters.
Oh, but you know, when there is one like that,
you can't miss it.
You kind of can't, right?
You can't miss it because that might be the best pitch he gets in this at bat. Now he's going to have to deal with a couple different secondary pitches. All the while trying to cover that 96, 97 mile per hour fastball. Leiter's got the changeup he can go to. He got him out on his first at bat. And he's got that slider that can go down and in.
There's the changeup inside and low. He's thrown Riley Green a couple of changeups inside in the first 2 at bats.
Yeah, he's most comfortable throwing his pitches to the glove side. So that's going to be in on Riley Green, who's really struggled on that pitch.
Baez at third, 2-2. Shoves him off the plate. He went back to the changeup, 3-2. Usually you see a righty against a lefty fade that changeup like he did to Kerry Carpenter in the first at bat.
Yeah, but with 2 strikes and Riley being one of those left-handed hitters that can drive the ball the opposite way, that's why you're seeing Leiter crowd him with that changeup.
3-2 to Riley Green. He sends it packing deep to right field. It goes and banging off the wall. Riley wants 3 in honor of Sam Crawford's birthday.
Not a boy, Riley. Listen, 1 too many pitches on the inside part of the plate. Riley Green, who's had a difficult time getting to that fastball inside, but with 2 strikes, watch him shorten up here, down and in, and he drops the head on this baseball. And he crushes this ball off the right center wall, just missing a home run. Riley thinking 3 out of the box. Take a look at it, pick him up, picking him down. Just like Sam Crawford here. Finishing it off with the head first slide.
Could have just given him a wahoo on the way in, right?
Oh, he crushed that.
Infield in now, and it's a totally different play here for Bruce Bochy. You know, the ground ball RBI for Carson Kelly with the infield back and a different score. Now it's drawn in.
Yeah, and you got the best guy, in this lineup for the Tigers, who understands how to hit to the situation. He'll be looking for something up to get to the outfield.
And he's ahead 2-0. So now, if you're Jack Leiter here, it all kind of unspools, right? The ball of thread is rolling down the staircase, and you have to try to pull it back in.
Well, there's no question it's starting to speed up for him. And he's maybe not overthinking it, but just thinking a little bit, okay, well, how do I limit the damage here? That's the one you wanted right there. You see Marquetta knowing what the situation is, and in 2-0 count. That wasn't the best pitch, but it was the right pitch for him to do the job. To drive the ball to the outfield.
That's a good distinction, Simo. It's not middle, but it could have gotten that run home.
And that's all he's trying to do right here.
2-1, here we go. In the air and foul, 2-2. He went to the slider that time. We haven't seen a whole lot of the slider in this half inning.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fastballs. One fastball, went to changeups. Tigers are putting some pressure on it.
Tell you what, everybody who ditched work to see this getting their money's worth
yes,
so
they
far.
Are.
4-3 in the second inning. That is a laser. It's no longer 4-3. We're tied.
Really good job by the Tigers offense in this inning here. Really putting together some good at-bats, understanding what Leiter's trying to do, and they executed their approach. Take a look at the location here. That ball there is right over the middle of the plate. It's a slider hanging, and Marquetta puts a charge into that ball to drive in another run.
I will say this. If this is a first pitch fastball here, you might want to look out in right field.
I'm with you on that.
Oh, boy, he had the same thought.
Yes, he did. And that's his zone. That's where Kerry Carpenter likes the baseball. He's one of those left-handers that can climb the ladder and get to it and get on plane. That one
little
maybe
run.
a little bit more run and a little bit more, a little up. A little too much up for him there.
Throw to first. That might have been 97. That throw to first. Duran's like, I don't play there every day, dude. You could throw it a little softer. Fouled away, 0-2.
Yeah, but you're seeing Kerry Carpenter be very aggressive on the ball up. And the reason he's being aggressive because he does a lot of damage on that pitch.
Austin Pruitt's already up in the Ranger bullpen. Tigers were patient to start the inning, a walk to start this all off. And that is downstairs on a slider that he just doesn't have the feel for. Here's your heat map on Carp.
Yeah, take a look here. That's why you see him swinging at that ball up. He loves that ball up, and he does major damage.
Your telestrator was getting lonely the last 3 days without you.
He's back.
Where'd Simo go? It said. The 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We've seen Carpenter really grow as a hitter as far as showing patience, being a lot more disciplined. We've also seen it with Riley Green as well.
That's his 50th pitch of the game, and it is strike 3. So the 3rd strikeout for Leiter is a big one.
Yeah, that was a real good changeup there after throwing in a couple fastballs up. Changed his eye level, went down.
You hungry?
I am.
Tigers have already scored 3 or more runs in the game. So tomorrow, you, who's traveling to Minnesota, visit a participating Arby's location and get a free small order of curly fries.
I'm going to miss those curly fries.
Do you think they participated in Minnesota for the Tigers promotion?
It'd be nice.
That word participating holds a lot of weight in that situation, I feel like. Sir, we don't participate. That roar is for a shirtless gentleman on the video board. I'm not even kidding. That was, you know, they had the eclipse glasses. It's a ground ball to third, and Smith goes to second base to retire the side.
The eclipse glasses.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it.
The Tigers put on quite the show here in the 2nd inning. Javi Baez, RBI double. Riley Green's got himself a triple. We're tied at 4, starting over in the 3rd. Ticket packages include exclusive University quarter zips, a favorite of Scott Harris. For tickets and information, visit tigers.com/university. Scott's going to get an NIL deal for quarter zips.
He rocks them. He looks good in them.
Of course he does.
Stays in great shape, does a lot of running. Unlike us, Jason, you know.
Scott, at this moment, is saying you could stop this conversation now-ish. Right around now.
Let's stop it.
He's got to be happy with the 4-run outburst in the bottom of the 2nd inning, though, as we're tied at 4, 2-1 from Maeda to Carter. And it's a high sweeper, 3-1. Kenta has missed quite a bit upstairs so far in the game.
Yeah, just hadn't had really good command. He's made way too many mistakes over the middle of the plate. Rangers have capitalized.
Check swing, did he? Oh, he did. Hey, Evan, quick thing. He called it a strike.
Evan was already taking his elbow pad off. And it is close here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just went a little too far. He sold it. Tried to sell it. Didn't work.
Yeah, dear Evan Carter, you were waving through a window there. He did swing, evidently. 3-2 from Maeda. And now he might have been on tilt a little bit. Strike 3. There is 1 away. It's hard to get this out of your head, though, because on this pitch, he thought he was walking. He was in full walk mode.
Yeah, he put it in his mind. He'd already put together a really good at bat, and then Kenta Maeda threw a little slider there. that stayed up, and Carter was expecting it to bite a little bit more, and he swung right through it.
Okay, so which former teammate of yours would have gotten ejected on that strike 3?
Probably Dimitri Young.
You think so?
The meat hook. It would have been Dimitri Young. He wouldn't have liked that at all. He'd have argued, first of all, that he didn't go.
Right. But after that, when you strike out, like it would have been tempting for a lot of players, I feel like, when Carter turned off that swing, to say something to the plate umpire, Todd Tichenor.
Yeah, if it was C.B. Buckner, it would have got ugly.
Even though it's not his call, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Even though it's not his call behind the plate, you still, like, there's an umpire nearby, so you might want to say something.
Oh, he would have said something.
It is such a tough job, man.
It
umpiring.
is.
And Todd is really one of the good guys, too. There are a lot of great umpires, really good people. Todd is one of them. This whole crew is full of good dudes.
Yeah, but they're human again. They're going to make mistakes. They don't always get it right, but they do a heck of a job.
Time called by Adolis Garcia. 39 home runs last year for Garcia. Powerhouse right-hander against Kenta Maeda. High in the air into left center field, going all the way back to the warning track, and Adolis Garcia sends it through the blue sky up and out of here for a 5-4 lead. That ball just kept on going, man.
Yeah, that ball was up. And when that ball's up, all you have to do is square it up. And Garcia, with the power that he has, it's a splitting. And you can see it. That ball stayed up. It's about belt high. And Garcia, he drills it to the bullpen.
I don't know for Kenta, who's now allowed 7 home runs this year, I don't know that he thought that was gone off the bat. And by the way, 4 of these hits today, Simo, sorry to cut you off, 4 of the hits today have been off the splitter. He had given up 1 hit off his splitter all year long entering today.
Yeah, he hasn't kept, he's not keeping that splitter down today. He's leaving it up. And those are the ones that get hit hard.
What were you going to say before I unceremoniously jumped in front of you?
Well, I was just talking about Kenta Maeda and how he really hasn't used the lower part of the strike zone.
Yeah.
Or you also have to give the Texas Rangers some credit that they're taking that pitch down in the zone and they're looking for stuff up.
Yeah, taking a bunch of pitches out of the zone, 21 of them, 27 strikes. Pitch counts are high for both starters, as this is more like it from the splitter to get a ground ball foul for Josh Smith, whose middle name, by the way, he's listed as Josh H. Smith. His middle name is Harris. So just in case Scott was listening to the earlier conversation. 2-2. Struck him out. Second strikeout of the inning.
See, that's good location right there. That's where he wants to live with that split finger. But let's just take a look at the damage that's being done by the Texas Rangers and the location of these pitches. These are all split fingers and curveballs, sliders up in the strike zone, and that's why Kenta Maeda has given up a lot of hard contact. And that being the last one there off the bat of Garcia to give the Rangers the lead.
Wyatt Langford drilled a double in the second inning. He's now at 1-0 from Kenta. The aura has just changed, though, here in the booth because the great Ken Daniels has joined us. He's popped by, and I got to tell you, I have watched some Wings games before I moved here, but watching that run to game 82, I had chills watching him and Mickey do their job.
Yeah, they are a fun group. They're a fun bunch.
No, my heat didn't work in my hotel room. So No, he is a phenomenal announcer, and here he is. He is stopped by the booth. He's unwilling to put on a headset, I think, because it's in his contract that he doesn't have to talk after the season is over. But here is the gentleman. The great Ken Daniels has joined us here in the booth. Such a wonderful human being.
Good to see you.
I wonder if we can coerce him to put a headset on in the bottom of the inning and do half an inning with us. Oh, he said okay, ladies and gentlemen. He said okay. The best way to do that is ask them when they're on camera, because then what are they going to say, no?
No, he wouldn't say no to you, Chase.
No, of course not. Jonah Heim will bat here in the top of the third. You know, Simo, isn't it interesting? You think a game's going to go a certain direction or something's going to be the story of the game, and we thought maybe pitcher's duel, Jack Leiter in his debut. Tigers certainly made that difficult on him in the bottom of the second inning, and suddenly this team that has a penchant for close, low-scoring games is in a 5-4 third inning.
Yeah, I really thought this was going to be a different game, and I thought it was going to be different because of Kenta Maeda and his ability to spin the baseball, utilize that split-finger fastball, and try to take advantage of the aggressiveness of the Texas Rangers. But he's made several mistakes today, and they have made him pay for it.
He was up there again. That's called a strike on a very high, slightly outside slider, maybe 1-1. Here's what he's thrown today.
And you can see he's going to that split finger, and that's his go-to pitch. He induces a lot of weak contact and gets tons of swings and misses, but not so much today.
Popped foul. And now a message from Rally House.
Play ball, Michigan. Shop the latest in Tigers style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
I'll go to Rally House, bottom of the third.
Let's go. You're paying.
What a friend.
Going if you're paying, partner.
Thank you. 1-2. Line drive right field and falling quickly for a base hit. Canna was playing back, and so the Rangers have first and third. Jonah Heim is 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Yeah, again, Kenta Maeda leaving the baseball up. That's been the story of this ball game. He just hasn't made enough quality pitches to keep these Rangers off balance. And that's another really good swing there behind, just pulling the hands inside. Gets jammed, but he pretty much muscles that ball out in short right field.
We were talking about him the other day. Jonah Heim, a Buffalo native, grew up in Buffalo. It's not easy to be a Northeastern kid and get enough field time to play and do what he's done. And he wasn't really a hot prospect, got traded a couple times. He has turned into such an important piece for Texas here with all of the shape-shifting of the pitching staff and the way he's hit the ball in the last couple years.
Yeah, not a lot of catchers can be productive on the offensive side, given that their #1 job is to control the pitching staff and also understand the bullpen.
Yep.
And he's done a pretty good job of both.
Saw Alex Faedo loosening in the Tiger bullpen early on, as there's ball 1 to Ezekiel Duran. The Tigers in the bottom of the third will have Vierling, Keith, and Urshela, a pocket of the order that did some damage first time through. Langford at third, Heim at first. It's outside again, 2-0. So after the Chris Fetter visit, you saw the interpreter Dye go out as well. It's 2-0 on Duran. There's a strike. He landed a slider. See the new video board in the background there. You can see Kenta from Pluto. 2-2 right up the middle. That's a tough pick for Colt Keith, and he got the job done.
How about that play? How about the positioning of the Tigers infield there? Colt Keith knocks that ball down, and he throws a bullet over to first.
Now they're going to challenge here, it looks like. So
It's going to be close.
Texas is challenging the Al call at first base.
I thought he got him live.
It looked like he got him live. Give Durant a lot of credit, though, as he runs down the base. He did it perfectly. He hits the front of the bag. Young base runners running down the first. You want to make sure you hit the front of the bag. You don't want to be in the middle. And it looks like because he did that, he might be called safe there.
I mean, we're talking about like 1 or 2 frames of video. The one thing I will say, though, is might it be
Call
tough
is overturned. The runner's
yeah.
safe. Texas retains their challenge.
All right.
I think that's going to be it for Maeda.
So it's 6-4 Texas. Alex Faedo is going to come in. The Tigers having to use their bullpen pretty early here in a 6-4 ball game. Alex Faedo is the end of that butterfly effect. He is our wall side windows pitching change, and he comes in the 3rd inning trying to calm the seas here.
Yeah, Alex Faedo's got a 3-pitch mix. Throws a fastball, 4-seam fastball. Mostly to the glove side as well. Loves that outside part of the plate to the righties, inside part of the plate to the lefties. He's got a developing changeup that's been a plus pitch for him against left-handers. And that security blanket, the pitch that he can go to at any time he wants, is that slider. And it's tight, and it's got some good bite to it.
And we've talked about it a little bit, that changeup that came out of the fingernail issue for Alex Faedo and how that has really changed his fortunes. And A.J. Hinch has mentioned it a couple times, that Alex has been on the wrong side of roster decisions. And so he earned this spot out of spring training, and he has become a guy that you can use not only in high leverage, but for multiple innings.
Yeah, and it was the first time he also finished the season healthy. And so he went into the offseason able to do a lot more work.
Grounded to second base. Keith accepts it and throws out Leody Taveras. The Rangers, though, pick up 2 runs, but the rating spike is coming next. Ken Daniels will join us after this.
The great Ken Daniels.
Daniels to join us for half an inning here. Now, Ken, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, and I got to tell you guys, like a glove, just fitting perfectly. It's wonderful to listen to you guys.
We have been having a good time.
Yep,
we're excited to have you here in the booth.
Yes.
Kind of take us through the day. What was going on at the LCA?
Some goodbyes. The players all met with the media, and we said our goodbyes until next season. And the sad thing is, as every season happens, there are changes, and some aren't going to be back. And that's the hard part. And you try to take the next step.
So I am new here, relatively new.
I didn't know that.
No, that's new information as well. I don't know how you do it every day with the pulsating energy that you bring to a hockey call. I'm sorry to fanboy a little bit, but like watching those last couple games at my place, I was just like riveted.
Well, thank you. But I had 6 3/4 years off of not the excitement. At the very end, it was exciting through the season, and you guys, you have a passion for your sport. You have a passion for the sport.
Tell us a little bit though
Let
about
you make the call there. I didn't want to interrupt. I was trying to back out like a good analyst, like Simo.
Baseball's not as pulsating in the energy.
Well, you know, we live for these moments. As we say, at the start of the year, yes, it was disappointing in the end, the Red Wings finish, but if you'd said in October again, and Lucas Raymond, this kid's a star. I said to Lucas this morning as we used on the air, I said, do you know you're the first winger since Brendan Shanahan to lead the Red Wings in scoring? He said, how many years ago was that? I said, 2002.
Wow.
Yeah, long time ago. And he didn't know. He said, that's awesome. I said, yeah. And now he's going to get paid. So,
yeah, he is.
How great was it? How great is it though working with the great Mickey Redmond?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
I mean, he is awesome.
Well, there went the bat, and there goes the ball to right field. I'll call this one. Garcia makes the catch there.
Nicely done.
Thank
you
you.
are a pro.
Okay, thank
Working
you.
with Mickey, and you know, it's been 27 years now for us, and we talk so much. I always feel like I'm just having a phone conversation with him, because we'll talk every day in the morning and at night usually, or if he's watching games, what game you watching, and so we talk all the time anyway. And I always use the phrase when he walks into the gondola, it's like he's saying, "Honey, I'm home." Yeah. So we're always together. It's a long marriage, the two of us, for 27 years.
Well, you guys are great together.
Well, thank you.
Really enjoy listening to you.
It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy listening to Mick. I think he's the best in the game. Yes, there's always that homer edge to a broadcast, as there should be, because they are the team that you want to win. But I think Mickey calls it like it is, even if there's a call that goes in the Red Wings' favor. He'll acknowledge the other team, wouldn't like it. It was called against Detroit, wouldn't like it. So I like that honesty.
Do you have any advice for light the lamp, pick the stick?
You know what? I can't help you on that. This is my first win this year in Light the Lamp.
Oh,
I pull for you all the time. I know.
That's working.
You know what we say in Light the Lamp? Anybody but Keating.
Anybody but Keating.
That's it.
Well, my partner's having a tough time picking the stick. So
I know you are. I'm pulling
wish
for you.
Wish him luck.
Thanks, buddy.
You're the best.
Thank you. Hey, all the best, buddy.
The best in the
Enjoyed
business.
it. Thank
Ken
you.
Daniels. Let's listen to him on the way out.
Lead pass in for Larkin. In space for Raymond. And he scored! Lucas Raymond! Overtime winner!
Oh my goodness. What a...
Just in time, Marcus Semien into right center field. First pitch hunting up the alleyway, deep to the warning track, and he'll stop at 2. No, he won't. He's going to head to third. A little wobble again from the Tigers defense, and the Rangers take advantage.
Yeah, Gavin Simmons starting to really see the ball well. Driving the baseball here too, here at Comerica Park today. Here's a fastball. I told you earlier, he likes the ball middle in, so he likes to get the ball close to him. That's the ball he hits the hardest, and he's able to drive it to the pull side. We saw him do that off Kenta Maeda, and his ability to drive that ball to right center off Faedo here. And Verlin here, I don't know. Verlin just kind of slipped out of his hand and allowed Simeon to get to third base.
This in the air, left field side, shallow left field, so no advancement. That's a big first out. It is a double E8 after Verling. Yeah, he just kind of slipped.
Well, it just looked like the ball just slipped out of his hand as he went to throw it.
I was watching Semien at second base. He was checking up, and then suddenly the ball just sailed. So infield in, 1 out. Evan Carter, who struck out last time, checks his swing and does not go. Remember, he wasn't happy with that strikeout last inning.
No, and in this situation here, he will expand the strike zone and try to get some to the outfield. There's that changeup that Faedo worked on in the offseason, which is becoming an effective pitch against left-handers. Something running down and away from that lefty. He's trying to get the ground ball here, trying to do some weak contact.
That was close.
Also like the slider here when he's behind in the count. That's another pitch that he can get some weak contact.
Two one. High in the air, center field, driving Verling back. He is underneath to make the catch, but here comes Semien with the 7th Ranger run today. Every Friday is a party in the park this season. Get to the ballpark early every Friday for pregame happy hour, drink specials, and live music on the Comerica Landing. For tickets and information, go to tigers.com/party. Tell you what, one of the hallmarks of the early strong start for this Tigers team was such clean defense, and that just the last couple days has changed. Last 2 days.
Just hasn't been as clean as they would have liked. Again, this team is built around pitching and defense.
You know, for Colt Keith, who basically didn't even appear defensively, he was so good and so clean. You figure that those days will happen, right? There's going to be a struggle or two. You credit him for the first couple of weeks of his major league career, learning a position on the fly for doing what he's done, and you live with an error here and there. It seems bigger than it is when they happen back to back.
Yeah, and it does. And I like the mindset of Colt Keith. He said coming into the season, his anxiety level of really not really wanting the ball hit to him. And that has changed. Now he wants the ball. He welcomes the ball being hit to him. So that tells me that the growth that we've seen, that we saw in spring training, and the work that he put in, he is now expecting the ball, wants the ball. And so I just see him being an average to above average defensive player, given how hard he works. He's got a nice routine every day with Joey Court, working on their position, their body positioning, where he funnels the ball in, his footwork. All of those things have looked pretty good.
One, two. On the ground is short. That's Baez. He charges and throws. And that will do it. The Rangers pick up a run, 7-4, bottom four.
Job, he was the number 3 player taken in the 2021 draft. He is in AA for the Detroit Tigers, and he is lightning. So Menard's big money encounter, you see there, Leiter went 2 overall, Job went 3 overall. And Job, you guys saw it firsthand in his Grapefruit League debut, hit 102 miles per hour on the radar gun, and now getting it done in AA Erie. Might he soon be on his way to the show as well?
Yeah, those Harrisburg Senators didn't stand a chance,
You
evidently,
got
according to that
that
video.
Yes, sir.
Dude, and Johnny, you're right. I seen it firsthand, and it was the kind of it had to get out of your seat kind of stuff. I mean, it was electric. His fastball, just the command that he showed.
His presence on the mound was so impressive.
It really was. He just looked the part, and he threw the baseball as well as I've seen any young kid throw it. He's special.
1-1 from Leiter. Third base side. Smith cuts it off and throws him out. If you didn't see it in spring training, he was wired.
He was. I mean, just take a look at the presence on the mound and how electric this stuff is. The ball's just jumping out of his hand. And then he had that changeup that he could go to get the left-handers out. I was just impressed. Yeah, the stuff, the 102-mile-per-hour fastball, had a really good slider, one of the better sliders in the organization. Good changeup. That's a 3-pitch mix. There are plus pitches, but it was the location that impressed me the most.
And it was the 9th inning. A.J. Hinch threw him in for a save situation in a close ball game. It was the 9th inning. He handled it impeccably. He knew there were cameras there. He knew what was going on.
Yeah, he gets it.
And, you know, we talk about Al Leiter being here today, and congratulations to the entire Leiter family. But Brant Job is going to be very thrilled when Jackson makes that major league debut. He will have himself a seat just like Al has today.
Well, Al was up in the suite. I think he really wanted to be right down behind home plate.
Yeah.
And I mean, pretty much the Tigers just tell him you can go wherever you want to go.
Yeah,
if you want to watch him there. But again, up with his wife and getting a chance to watch his son is awesome.
That whole draft that we showed you, we have seen Henry Davis, the first overall pick with the Pittsburgh Pirates a week ago. Colton Cowser has made his debut for the Baltimore Orioles, who seem to have a major league debut every week.
We have been seeing it seems like that, but this one today is special for the Leiter family.
I don't know if you saw the Orioles the other day in one of their game opens. It was like Bark at the Park Day. And our friends Kevin Brown and Ben McDonald were holding puppies while they did their open.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Kevin looked down and he said, just in case you thought that you couldn't have a life and a job while you had a dog, you're wrong.
I love it.
Very cute. In the air center field And Leody Taveras squares it up for out number 2. Riley Green's third trip to the plate, Simo.
Yeah, let me take you back to the first at bat of Riley Green. It was a strikeout on 3 pitches, 96. There's your changeup at 88, and then he blows him away with 98 down the way. But take a look at Riley Green here. Still calm in the batter's box, hitting with good rhythm timing. Missed that fastball there, but you see the changeup inside. That's 2 pitches inside, and then he gets a fastball down in the end, and he drops the head on it and hits it off the wall to right center.
It's our Comerica Bank game summary. It's the game for Riley Green so far as he swings through strike 1.
So Jack Leiter again staying in, showing Riley Green 2 pitches. The third pitch he got ambushed because he just didn't change his eye level, or he didn't move the ball away from him at all. It was nice to see Riley get to that pitch. That's been a pitch that he struggled on as
look where Al's sitting now.
He's moved.
Did you tell him to?
No, I did not tell him to. That's where he wanted to be at the very beginning. He wanted to be right behind home plate.
He couldn't handle it anymore. He had to be down in the action. I like that.
It looks like he's charged a little bit back there as well.
Wife Lori's like, what are you?
Was he scoring a game? Well, that was.
Look, you got to pay attention. You got to lock in, however you do it, as a former major league pitcher.
Oh, he's locked in right now.
2-2. That is a base hit.
Stop it, Riley. Stop it.
Riley Green just heaved that ball into the left field corner, and he wants a double. And Riley gets what he wants.
Yeah, that's hitting right there. That's a piece. That's a piece right there. Infield of the Texas Rangers playing him the pull there. This is really when he's at his best. That ball running away from him at 96. He didn't pull off of it, stayed on it, and was thinking 2 out of the box, cutting the bag, picking up some steam. He loves that head first slide.
I think he's just so sick of walking and striking out, like not putting the ball in play, that he just wants to do something athletic.
Well, that looked athletic right there, and that's a great piece of hitting there on a 96-mile-per-hour two-seamer running away from you. It's one of the things that I talked with AJ about, and when we've watched Riley be at his best, he's left center to right center, a big part of the field. Kind of got into a little bit of a pull habit here early. A lot of weak ground balls to the first baseman, to the second baseman. So to see him take that 96-mile-per-hour fastball away and drill it the opposite way is a really good sign. Sometimes as hitters, we believe we have to prove to the opposing pitcher that we can get the ball on the inside. We can get to that pitch. Well, yeah, you do, but you can do that with 2 strikes, and that's what Riley did. Riley wants to push the ball away from him.
Now Canna, who's got 2 hits, is at 3-0.
Green light him. He's got power. I'm going to green light him here with 2 outs.
He's such an on-base guy, though. I don't think he's going to swing.
Yeah, but here's a chance to shorten that lead with 1 swing of the bat.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're salty with me.
I'm not salty.
3-0.
Oh.
See, that's why you wanted to swing.
Yeah,
because it might be a cookie.
That might be the only cookie. Now, Leiter has he can paint something on the outer half or inner half. That was right down Broadway.
I like vindicated, Simo. You're so happy right now. There was middle.
Do it again.
See, base runners.
Well, he was thinking, okay, I can be patient here because the hottest hitter in the Tigers lineup is coming up. Hitting behind him, Kerry Carpenter.
But he's not seen Leiter very well today, specifically today. But I think that played out exactly how we both expected it to, right, Canna?
More
probably
like
a 3-0 take.
Maybe how you wanted it to play out.
I don't want it to.
Well, how you thought it would play out, because given his plate discipline, you knew he wouldn't rush or he wouldn't get in a hurry there.
You know, I turned to my right. You're wearing blue and gold like that. Did you see what the Tigers have done at runners in scoring position? I feel like I'm arguing baseball with Marshall Faulk right now. He's got a ram to my right here. It's nice.
Okay, here's what Kerry Carpenter's looking for. He likes the ball up. Leiter's been getting him with that fastball up. Yep. He swung through a good pitch at 95. Let's see if he can connect right here.
First pitch guided in the air, foul. He went slider.
I think that's the right call there. Kerry Carpenter again on the fastball. He's hitting the fastball hard on this homestand, especially that one up.
Carpenter gives it a ride, center field. Taveras is back at the track. He didn't make the catch. He couldn't find the ball, thank you very much. Triples galore, 7-6.
I'm not sure exactly what happened here with Taveras in center field. The ball was hit hard off the bat of Kerry Carpenter. He gets back, but it looks like he slows down, and that ball keeps carrying. Taking a look at the flag now, the wind is blowing out. Taveras didn't do a good job of getting back. And Kerry Carpenter's got himself a triple. And you can see Jack Leiter. He can't believe Taveras didn't make the play at all, but the Tigers will take it.
So now with all that, the bullpen starting again for the Rangers. Jose Urania getting loose and Torque hoping to do some damage. That was a long way to go, and there wasn't a lot of urgency to get to the spot out there.
No, I think that ball just took off on Taveras. I don't think for a second that he thought Kerry Carpenter hit that ball as well as he did.
It also speaks to the strength of number 30.
Yeah, the ball jumps off his bat. And even with that ball being a high sky, like up in the air, that ball just kept carrying.
It really did.
Got through that ball well.
Outside, smothered by Heim. 2-1 for Torkelson. At least one team has scored in every inning so far. So if you showed up for a pitcher's duel, thank you for recalibrating for our football game. 2-1. It's a strike, 2-2. Carpenter at third. All of this with 2 out and nobody on. The Tigers clawing back again. Torque labels this ball into left center field. Cannon fire into the gap, and we're tied again. Really? That is the sound.
That's the sound that you love to hear off the bat of Spencer Torkelson. That means that he did everything right. The rhythm, the timing. 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball. He got this ball closer. Jack Leiter missed his spot. That 97-mile-per-hour fastball sneakily leaks right back over the heart of the plate. And what do? You make him pay. And Torkelson crushed that ball to left center. Tie this ball game up.
Hardest hit ball of the year for Spencer Torkelson. And so 7-7. Tigers did not make it a special one though for Jack Leiter. It is a tough day to go out there for the first time and not have it go well. And for Al and Lori, who got to watch their son make a dream come true, it's the first step. But the Tigers very resilient, Simo.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. The Tigers just really put together some great at-bats against Leiter. I mean, after that first inning, they made the necessary adjustments. And Jason, they were all over him. Every mistake he made, they made him pay.
Jose Urania out of the bullpen. Tigers beat him the other day. That was a scorched worm burner to third. Vierling grounds out to Josh Smith. 2 out, nobody on became a Riley Green double into a walk. Kerry Carpenter loads up. Taveras couldn't find it. And then Torque piled on after Kerry hit third. 7s after 4. Well, we didn't exactly think we were going to get 7-7 after 4 innings, but all-time Tigers saves leader Todd Jones joins us.
JB, how are you?
Good.
My man, Simo.
What's happening, Todd Jones?
What do you make of what we've seen so far?
I mean, this is my last day in, and the Tigers saved the fireworks for the last day. So it's super exciting to watch him swing the bat. Perfect example of a guy with good stuff, all over the zone, all over the place, making some good pitches. Tigers see him one time through, and then they can do some damage. So, any level you're at, any type of pitcher, Mr. Maeda, same way. If you make your pitches, you're gonna be successful. And these guys, they don't miss. Both teams, they don't miss.
And yeah, speaking of Kenta Maeda, what did you see from Maeda? I thought he was leaving everything up, even the split finger, which is a plus pitch when it's down. Right when it starts in the zone and then the bottom falls out, you'll get some swings and misses. What did you see? Because I just felt like everything was up.
I felt like that as well. He was kind of and all like over the happy part of the zone as well. And even though his split today was like hanging in for a strike, so he could throw it behind in the count, something like that. But then the one that was down was just so far down, it wasn't even an option.
No, it wasn't strike to ball; it was ball to ball.
Yeah.
All day, right? That splitter below the zone, which really is what captivated the Tigers who throw the splitter. Like you hear Casey Mize talk about it, that Kenta Maeda really controls the bottom of that zone, and he didn't today, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because he didn't get in the bottom of the zone enough to make the hitters have to even look down there. Because when he was down, he was way down. And then the adjustment he was trying to make, he would just leave them up, and it's a tough mix. So we got to get back to the drawing boards with Kente and get him through his next couple outings.
Well, that Gator fight just went to Faedo. He takes care of Wyatt Langford, who's a couple years his junior through that program in Gainesville. You ever watch two Gators fight, Jonesy?
No, that would be entertaining. So
what if it happened at Talladega? Would you watch it then?
Well, sure I would. There would be a line around the infield to watch that. But speaking of the Gators, the SEC is all over the field this whole series. Yeah. And you're seeing that's the thing from my day to this day is the major college programs all over the country. They have bridged the gap so quickly and so perfectly into the minor leagues that these guys, they're so far developed in college that they're able to handle the information coming at them from AA on, AA, AAA, big leagues, and it's a lot smoother transition.
I don't think we would have ever seen that. Like a guy coming out of college first year, like Langford was just at Florida,
yes.
And now all of a sudden, the next year he's in the big leagues.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. It does speak to the big college programs have the budget to have the technology that the major league teams have to some extent, to where they can educate these guys on quick fixes on how to speed up your development. So when they get to the big leagues and Chris Fetter and Robin doesn't explode their mind when they start talking about tunnels and pitch axis and spin rates and things like that. They're familiar with it because I was just at Mississippi State, or I was just at Wake Forest, or I was just.
This in the air to right field, and Canna at the warning track makes the catch.
Good catch, Mark. I thought that was a homer.
We would have
That's
kicked
one of
you
them
out.
sounds.
Yeah.
That's one of them sounds.
And it's the Tigers offense. Jack Leiter, dealing early, getting Carpenter, but he get a little payback the second time through the lineup. A big bomb to dead center field, driving in a couple runs.
Alan Laurie here taking it all in. Special day for the Leiter family, and now Tigers have a game that they'd love to win. You'd love to get a split against the defending champs. I know they've been knocked around injury bug wise and everything, but to be able to say that you took the defending champs to the wire in a 4-game series is better than not.
And you've played a good series,
Yeah.
And it's coming down to the final game and it's tied. So you've got a chance to do exactly what you're talking about. But you're seeing just the difference between success and failure. I feel like if both teams execute, they win the games they're supposed to. And if both teams don't execute, they lose a game that they could have won as well. So it cuts both ways, and you can see just how difficult it is to win in the big leagues.
Well, for me, what I'm impressed with the Tigers' offense is making the adjustment against Jack Leiter today.
Yeah.
Because, again, this young man came in, there's a lot of hype. You know his adrenaline is pumping. It's his first big league start. He comes out throwing 98, to punch out Riley Green, threw some good sliders, good changeups, and he put up a 0. And you're thinking, oh, man, this could be a long day because he's got good stuff.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, that second time through, they made the adjustment and was able to get to him.
I wonder how much you would love to see the players who made debuts against the Tigers.
Yeah, that would be.
Would you be interested in that?
I'd be
that would
interested
be good
in
if we could dig that up. I don't know if we can. But.
I mean, if we hypothetically could, it would be Chevrolet's strongest player, including Big Train, Walter Johnson, making his debut against the Tigers. That's a big name.
Not 2007.
That wasn't 2007, right?
We were told not 2007. That was
no, that's
07.
1907, like 6 years into the Detroit Tigers as we know them.
That's right. What was very interesting, you were talking about Jack, and again, I apologize for sounding so casual, but I played with Al,
yep.
and I met Jack as a young guy, so little kid, but when you see a guy with that kind of talent, you can see that he's still got stuff that he has to work on to get major league hitters out.
That ball smashed again by Javier
And I'm telling you right now, Javier Baez starting to figure it out at the plate. He's got better rhythm, better timing. He heard the boo bombs here in Detroit and didn't like them. And he said he's got something to say about it. And he's got 2 pitches that he can handle, and he hasn't missed them today. 2 absolute missiles to the pull side. This is a welcoming sight to see Baez hitting the ball and hitting it hard.
What is encouraging is the balls that are in that he can handle, he's not missing. And what he did yesterday with the hanging breaking balls, he got the knock for the RBI, and that pitch was in, and he didn't miss it. He turned on it. It was a great swing.
Look, just pitch selection, right? It's so important.
It really is.
He starts Carson Kelly off with a slider away. It's like they mixed up the Carson Kelly and Javi Baez scouting reports.
They mixed up the sheets. The call sheet.
Red's blue and blue's red. I mean, you'll take it, and that's nothing against Javi, but like you compare the fastball and slider success rate at this point, and you put it somewhere where Javi can really handle it, you see why people are so intrigued by still the upside of the offense, even after a really tough year last year.
And I also see it this way as well, guys. If Javi can start to take that slider down and away, off the plate away, it's going to force pitchers to bring that ball a lot closer to himself, and he's going to be able to get better pitches to hit, and he can square them up.
But I would think as a pitcher that he would be able to, like if he could lay off a couple of the balls that are away out of the zone and then make that pitcher creep that slider back over for a strike, he'll have a better chance to do it. But just knowing that outside corner is very, very difficult for hitters.
And getting the ball come to him at 109 miles an hour off the bat, that's what we just saw. Kelly to third to retire this side. We'll go to the 6th.
$20. Riley Green's got a couple of knocks. Kerry Carpenter's got 3 total bases. Just waiting on Matt Vierling to come up with a hit. A lot of game left to play. Live odds always available at FanDuel. What are the odds I get my post-game Tigers Live partner back before the 9th, Jason?
Plus 300.
Okay,
or so.
I'll take that.
You might have to do it from the booth where to get the coffee.
Yeah, I know. I could use another cup.
Yeah. Our Wallside Windows pitching change is Tyler Holton. Did you hear the Rangers had a barista down by the clubhouse?
No,
I did not.
I did not.
They were doing like designer coffees with Rangers logos on the top of them.
Like they flew a guy in? They flew a barista in?
I don't know that the barista flew in, but I saw people walking around
I got a
coffee.
barista guy? Is that what they're saying? Dude,
I got a guy.
Come to the locker room, bro. I got a barista guy for us.
They sounded like that when they said it.
Is that like how word got out in the locker room?
All I'm saying is they're the World Series champ. They're defending World Series champ. So, I mean, things are looking good for them right now. So maybe they did.
Well, these days, you know what? Some clubs have sleep coaches.
Yeah.
So, you know, why not have a barista guy? Sammy Sosa had a guy for his, his toothbrush, and put his toothpaste on a toothbrush, set his food up after the game.
Is that true?
Get him set up for his.
Is that true?
He had a strength guy. So the strength guy was with him, and they would do dinner. He would set up dinner for him.
Okay, so dinner is fine.
Yeah.
Putting toothpaste on your toothbrush is a different story.
It's a little much.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think that was the word on the street.
Did Maury Povich tell you that story at Talladega?
Connie Chung did.
Holton's not going to have a chance to make the play because nobody lets pitchers do anything anymore.
And you know what? That's wise. Just let the first base, just let the position guys. Don't have to deal with the mound. Don't have to worry about the rosin bag. What about the rubber?
The rosin bag.
Where's the sky that's cloudy? Let the guys that catch pop-ups.
Do you know how delicate your mental state sounds when you say that?
Let the guys.
It's cloudy. I can't catch the ball.
Let the guys that do it for a living do it.
And that's exactly why Torkelson, who has priority over the pitcher, called him off.
Yeah. I mean, if
you
it's
don't
a
want
little,
you to handle the baseball.
If it's a little bitty pop-up that the pitcher can catch, yeah.
You could catch that one?
Yeah.
You'd be willing to catch a little bitty pop-up.
That's right, a little bitty. Itty bitty.
Third base side, Urshela was playing in, making it easier to throw out Leody Taveras and his speed. There are two away for Holton, who's just been so good for the Tigers.
Since he came up here day one, he has really thrown the ball amazing. And just his overall ability to command fastballs and sliders and sprinkle in a little bit of a changeup. But as a reliever, you just power guys and take your best stuff to your best zone, and then let them figure it out. And he's done a great job.
Jonesy, I got a question for how tough is it though? We talking about pitchers, getting out of the way because we let the position players make the plays like the pop-up.
Yep.
What about when the ball's hit right back at you and it knocks your glove off? How comfortable are you throwing the baseball to first base without a glove?
Well, I mean,
I bring that up because I want you to take a look at what happens here.
It happened with Tarek Skubal yesterday when he was pitching, and we talked about it being a counterbalance. When there's a glove on your hand, and it gets knocked off. Then when you throw to first base, it's awkward. And Jason said it's like a teeter totter.
Teeter-totter?
Teeter-totter.
Well, I don't know where you grew up. Maybe you just had a teeter.
Maybe it was just a teeter. This is the one we're talking about. The comebacker here knocks the glove off. And I'm telling you, it's just weird. Nobody plays catch without a glove. So when you throw without a glove, it's just weird. And it's a counterbalance thing, and Jason used the example of a teeter-totter, and I forgot the word totter.
Okay.
So it's teeter.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you had a C or a saw, but you didn't have a seesaw.
There you go. That's really good.
That's a good insight when you came.
So much got to tighten up when I get ready to do the Ranger series in June. I cannot wait. I'm going to have my one-liners ready to go.
You're going to script your ad-libs?
I'm going to have to. I don't have a college degree from like.
Oh, look at this.
Who is that?
That is sharing. That's caring is sharing right there.
Oh. Look at that, man. That's just good vibes. That's
first base side.
That's a pitcher's dream.
Keep the pitcher out of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Jonesy, it's
so
so
great
good to have you here, buddy.
Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys.
Safe travels.
You guys
see you
sound
later.
awesome.
Kill it on the post game, okay?
Let's do it.
Well, we started this day telling you about one-run games and how many the most in Major League history was. It was 75 back in 1971 with the Houston Astros. Now the Tigers and Rangers are in a 0-run game. We're tied at 7 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Jose Urania on the hill against Riley Green, who watches ball 1. We had something happen in the 5th inning that we hadn't had so far in the ball game. Nobody scored. It's new.
That is new.
1-1 Urania. Downstairs, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it's going to be important for the Tigers here against Urania to get the baseball up. He's got a good sinking fastball. To go along with that fastball, he does throw a slider quite often.
Oh, does he?
He does.
Talk about how aggressive the Rangers have been in this series offensively. They're going to play Atlanta starting tomorrow, which is a great early season series. 2 very aggressive teams. Look out. Was that pitch comm that just flew off of Jonah Heim?
I think so. I think that was the pitch comm.
I mean, please secure all your devices. Watch this.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh yeah, it did. It knocked the pitch comm out of the way. It knocked it off.
Knocked the pitch comm off of him. First base. Oh, nice pick by Duran.
And he didn't even play first base. It's a really good play here by Duran. Who's not a regular at first base, but he reads this ball well off the bat. Little drop step, picks it. Little PFP, pitcher coming. Urania gets over. It's a good play all around by the Texas Rangers.
I wouldn't have blamed him if he boxed that like Roberto Duran, and he made a very nice play.
I see what you did.
You see?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. See, he was a boxer.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
Strength to Canada. When PitchCom flew off of Jonah Heim, I was picturing Gibby with a bowling ball, rolling it to try to knock PitchCom off.
And that's Gibby. I didn't tell you this story here, but Gibby called me up. It's like 2 in the afternoon. He's like, hey, you want to go bowling? I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking a couple games. I'm like, yeah, I got a little time before I go pick up the kids. It was 9 games later where my right arm was, about to fall off. I said, Gibby, I can't play anymore. And he was ready to keep on going. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because he has that mentality, but oh my goodness, I had enough.
No, he's unstoppable.
He's unstoppable. He was wearing me out too, by the way. I thought he might take it easy on me, but it just didn't happen.
Do you think he's ever taken it easy on anybody?
No. He loves to compete. He competes at a high level.
2-2 to Canna. On the ground, third base. True bounce for Smith. And 2 away. Time for the call, Sam. Best call, Kerry Carpenter. Close range yesterday.
Holy frick. Wow. That might be the best swing I've ever had. That's that might be the farthest ball I've ever hit.
Where'd it go?
Ooh.
Is that a good one?
Best one ever, I think.
I mean, the best one ever. Now, Kerry, it sounded incredible. It's loud. And it went a long way. But the best one, I've seen a couple of good ones from Kerry Carpenter, though. For him to tell you that that was his best one, he impressed himself with that swing.
Well, talking to him before the game today, he said part of the reason it happened was Dane Dunning struck him out last year on a couple of two-seamers like that started at his front hip. He took them, and he went up to the plate and said, I'm not taking the ball that starts there. So it was history, really, that played into that.
Yeah, and just making the adjustment and understanding what Dunning was going to try and do to him or how he got him out previously.
Try it again into center field. This one ends up caught by Taveras. The game has slowed. We're tied at 7. Get $3 hot dogs, $1 chips, $3 waters, or fountain drinks. Go to Tigers.com/313 for tickets. Remember Corey Seager yesterday hit a couple of high fastballs into left field, lefty-lefty. And here he has to duck. He swung, I think.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He was trying to get out of the way, but again, that's tough. A lot of times you're taught when that ball's up and in, you want to turn away from it. But you can see here Corey Seager here Yeah, turning out of the way, swings, getting that bat through the zone.
He was just looking for shelter from the storm. And then Holton drops in the slider on him, so that's just mean.
And he flinched.
Well, wouldn't you?
I would. I have.
And then he ends up grounding this ball slowly through for a base hit. He was so tired of that at bat, he just threw the bat at the ball.
Yeah, he flinched on that slider that was away from him, and then he gets another one where he'd already saw that pitch before, and he stays in there. And again, Corey Seager, one of the better hitters in our game, hits that ball right back up the middle.
Colt frustrated, but he was played well over deep second base toward first.
Yeah, he had a long way to go there, but he's expecting to make plays. He probably thinks he should have been able to get to that baseball, given that it wasn't hit hard. But again, the positioning there would have made it very tough.
Good strike from Holton. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carter bounced into a double play, 3-6-1 in the first. He struck out his next at bat. His sac fly in the fourth gave the Rangers their most recent run. And here he waves through a slider.
Yeah, that's one of the things I enjoy about watching Holton. His ability to manipulate the ball and change speeds. He does it with a really good slider, especially lefty on lefty. He'll throw that curveball. And he's got just enough fastball at 91, 92 miles per hour with 2 strikes to throw it by you because he's got you sitting soft.
He's got so many weapons.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he was a starter, so he's got 5 pitches in his arsenal that he has a lot of confidence to throw in any count.
Rolled over second base. Keith will take the out at first. He might have had a play, a long throw at second. He decided to take it at first, and now a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Returning AZ Plan lessees can lease a 2024 F-150 XLT 4x4 Super Crew for $389 a month for 24 months, only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Yeah, I think Cole Keith had a play at second base there, given that Corey Seager had to stop. He had to freeze because of that ground ball.
It's a good point. He was worried about the ball coming at him. It changed his movement, right?
It did. That would have been an important out to get to by getting that lead runner, given that we're in a tie ball game.
Up the middle, Keith runs it down, throws to first, and nice job by Torque to keep that ball from going downhill.
Well, let's just take a look at this play here. And you can see where Cole Keith is right there. He's right there up the middle. He does an excellent job of getting to that ball. But because Garcia runs so fast, he didn't have time to plant his feet. He had to throw with his body going away from the bag. And he didn't make a good throw, but Torkelson reading that ball out of the hands of Cole Keith and does an excellent job of just going and making a play and keeping Seager at third base.
See if you can get Smith to ground the ball right at Baez here at shortstop. It's twisted foul, strike 1.
Smith also runs well. It's going to be tough to turn a double play. And you're right, he's going to have to hit this ball hard on the ground. I'd take a 4.63 here.
Depending on where it goes, it might be another long throw for Colt Keith with his positioning at second. It hit him. It hit him hard. Bases loaded.
You can see that 2-seam fastball there, just getting away from Tyler Holton. Smith didn't like that at all. He had some words. And he just threw that 2-seamer up and in on Seager as well. So maybe that's why Smith was barking at him. But that was just 2 pitches that just got away. There was no intent there.
Alex Lang has been loosening. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Rangers. Langford coming next.
Seager and what they're doing right now, they're talking about Alex Lang stuff and what he's going to throw. He gets tons of swings and misses on that knuckle curveball. So they're going to probably look for that curveball up, given that Lang gets hitters to chase that pitch out of the zone. Lang's had some issues with his command. But with the bases loaded, AJ needs swing and miss guy out of the pen, and Lang's your guy.
He has not gotten a swing and miss on his fastball yet this year. The swing and miss has been enormous on the curveball, as you said. And the first pitch here, he's in there to throw that pitch. There's strike one.
Yeah, and Langford probably is not even going to see a fastball here. Especially if he's going to chase that pitch out of the zone. Lang will not throw that pitch for a strike. Not in this situation.
Can a count squeeze him into a situation where he has to throw a fastball?
Only if he falls behind. Also, it's going to be important for Carson Kelly on that breaking ball to keep that ball in front.
Really nice two-seamer. That's
Wow,
the first swing and miss on that pitch.
Yeah, he's got 96, 97 mile per hour fastball with some good bite to it. And again, with the bases loaded, Langford been very aggressive. Swings at a ball.
Take there. That was ball to ball, 2-2.
And that's a good job by Kelly there, keeping that ball in front. That's going to give Lang a lot of confidence to be able to throw that pitch. When you have a catcher behind that plate that can keep it in front.
Two and two. Foul. It's foul.
Have a tough time believing that Lane's going to throw Langford anything else.
Especially 2-2, right?
With 2-2 with that curveball. Now, I don't know how much confidence he has in his changeup. He's got a really good changeup that he'll throw to both lefties and righties.
He's only thrown 11 of them so far this year. This 2-2. Good, strike three. Curveball city.
That is a wicked curveball and real well-located curveball. Langford has saw two curveballs on the outer half, but this curveball here really crowds him, stays on the inner half, and gets in the hitting zone. Look at the grip there. There's that knuckle curve there. And when it gets in the hitting zone, the bottom just falls out of that pitch. Good pitch sequencing there by Lang.
2 down, Jonah Heim takes a first pitch fastball. Oh, 0-2. He did throw him a changeup there.
Yeah, but this is when Lang can be tough on a batter. With that curveball and changeup mix. And he knows Heim's going to be looking for let that baseball travel, so he's going to get deep. So he might be able to sneak that cheese by him. That'll be a fastball.
Alex Lang names that strikeout in 3 pitches.
That is just disposing of a hitter right there. Wicked kind of stuff from Alex Lang.
Coming up, the Figer Law 7th inning stretch. 7s for everybody. Tied at 7, Spencer Torkelson crushed a baseball last time up.
Yeah, he did. He got a 97 mile per hour fastball right over the middle of the plate with 2 strikes, and he smoked that ball to left center field.
That knocked Jack Leiter out of the game. That is ball 2, so an advantageous position for Torque here.
Who wants to get that ball close to him here. Good take.
He had a 4-pitch walk in the first inning, and we're on our way there again as Shelby Miller is getting loose for the 2nd straight day. Yeah, Torque's not going to get any chances there. Ball 4.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch.
Let's go back to the last inning and Lang with the bases loaded. Nasty two-seam fastball to get Langford there. But how about this disposal of Jonah Himes here? The wicked breaking ball, getting the swing and miss. And take a look at your bally bar there at the bottom there. Third highest in MLB as far as whiff rate. Just good stuff there from Alex Lang.
Well, Heim didn't like that at bat, and he also didn't like that no call on a strike by the plate umpire, Todd Tichenor. Looked a little bit low, maybe. So 1-0 on Vierling. Torkelson at first. And we always talk about A.J. Hinch pinch hitting, and he does have a couple of left-handers and a switch hitter. But in a lower leverage situation with a guy in Vierling who can handle right-handers, there's no need to jump for your bench yet.
Yeah, not right now. With Lang, I mean, with Vierling in the batter's box, too, with the Texas Rangers playing in the pool, Lang, he's really good. Vierling's really good at hitting that ball the other way. And this will allow Torkelson, even though Garcia has a really strong arm in right field, and the Tigers are putting pressure on the defense to make throws, so I can see him going first or third.
Leclerc getting loose. We've seen him earlier in the series.
And Vierling likes to spread out and choke up when he gets to 2 strikes.
He took strike 3 there. It was very close. Vierling didn't like it.
Yeah, a little bit too close to take. But it's tough to pull the trigger when you're trying to trust your eyes and your eyes say no. You're not able to pull the trigger. And this is just a good pitch here. A little swing back, two-seamer from Urena.
To a right-hander that looks like it never had the plate.
Looked like it never could get to the plate.
1 out, Cole Keith. Ball 1.
Urena's got really good movement on his two-seamer.
It's gotten better, too, I feel like, over the past couple years.
And it looks like it dives down. And he can dive it, he can force it down, or it can stay on the same plane and just run more east to west to hitters.
Spectacular day for baseball. Thrilling game continues. Colt Keith into left field. Torque to second. 1 out for the Tigers here in the 7th.
Yeah, with Cole Keith having the ability to use the opposite field as well as he's been able to do it throughout his minor league career, it's happening here at the big leagues. That two-seamer there, he didn't pull off of it at all. Keeps the front foot down, gets the front foot down, lets that ball travel, and he drills that ball the opposite way. It's a really good piece of hitting there by the youngster, Cole Keith.
No sign of Leclerc yet. Bruce Bochy trying to get through with Urena, who came in the 4th inning. We have a pitch timer violation against Urena. 1-0.
Urshela off to a really good start here. He'll be looking for something out over the plate that he can drive to the big part of the field.
And a miss, so Urena, the timer violation and a 2-0 count.
If he does throw that two-seamer, if he's going to throw a fastball here, he's going to throw a two-seam fastball and try to run it in on the hands of Urshela here.
Urshela in the air for right field. Adolis Garcia has a strong arm in right. He makes the catch and no reason for Torque to go anywhere. 2 out, Javi Baez. And here comes Bruce Bochy.
Little surprise here that Bochy's going to go to the bullpen here. Urena's had a lot of success throwing the slider, but it looks like he's going to his bullpen, going back to the bullpen.
Leclerc has a really good slider. Urena throws so much two-seam. He's not going to mess around with another hit on a fastball for Baez, I don't think. We'll see. On in another high leverage offensive spot, and he's going to face Jose Leclerc, who has nearly 400 strikeouts as a Texas Rangers reliever.
Yeah, and with Baez being a right-handed hitter, Leclerc has thrown 45 sliders this season, and 38 of them have been to the right-handed hitter. So what do you think Baez is getting here? He's going to get slider after slider.
I mean, that one didn't even dream of home plate being a destination.
Yeah, that's not a competitive pitch there. Now, he also has a good fastball. It'll get up to 96, 97 miles per hour.
He's not throwing a fastball.
Not at all.
Not after multiple hits on a fastball. He'll throw him 4 sliders before he throws him a fastball for me.
Yeah, that's exactly why Bochy goes and gets him. He's got an effective slider. Holding hitters to under a 200 batting average on that pitch.
Ooh, that's a 3rd slider.
Yeah, but that's the one that starts at you a little bit closer to you. That's the one you can hit, and Baez just a little bit out in front here.
2-1. Leclerc to Baez. 3-1.
Baez showing some discipline after getting 4 straight sliders.
Can I convince you of a fastball here?
You cannot. He's going to get a slider. Listen, the first at bat of the game for Baez, he did the exact same thing. He took a timeout against slider and got that fastball. He's preparing himself. He took a timeout there. He's preparing himself and telling himself he's got to wait for that breaking ball.
Oh my.
And he did throw him a fastball. I understand why Baez is late on here. There's no question he's looking for something soft. And he saw dead red, and he couldn't help but go and try to unleash on it. And you can see there, that tied him up a little bit.
It's good location from Leclerc. It's really good.
It is, but it's hard to be sitting soft and speed up.
3-2 on the ground to third base. A hop to Smith. His throw is on target. Leclerc survives. And we'll go to the 8th inning, which the Tigers have planted their flag in this year. Restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. And we thank you for watching wherever you might be. Drinking in this 8th inning ball game, Shelby Miller is back out onto the hill. Our Wallside Windows pitching change.
In 9 1/3 inning, Shelby Miller's been very effective out of the pen. You can see there the ERA under 2. He does it with a good fastball, 93, 94. Locates that ball well to both sides of the plate. He's also got a really good split finger.
Strike 1 on a fastball to Ezekiel Duran, who reached on an error in the 3rd.
That's what really makes Miller so tough on a hitter. Seems to always be ahead in the count, getting the leverage, winning that race to 2 strikes.
And in fact, he does get out number 1 after a little ricochet. And 1 away. So 1 down. Here is Taveras. First pitch, Hunting.
Yeah, Taveras had a tough time getting to fastballs. Hitting at about 200 clip on fastballs, which with his speed and being more of a slap hitter, he should be able to put the fastball in play, but that hasn't been the case this season.
Left side, that's fair. Just inside the line off the sidewall, and he's got enough speed to get into second base. It's a 1-out double for Leody Taveras.
Yeah, he got something soft. Miller speeding up his bat there. And he just got that ball inside the line there. And as soon as that ball is kind of fair, you know that's a double because he has good speed. The Tigers, you might see the outfield kind of move in a little bit. And on a base hit, try to cut that run off. You can see where Riley's at. Mark Cannon, right field, has moved in. But you have to respect the power of Simeon.
He's got 3 hits today in his first 3 at bats. And there Miller gets so far inside he couldn't do anything with it. 1-1. Tigers will have 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers were very good against opposing bullpens last year. They made life very difficult late in games on the opposition.
Yeah, that's why this is a really good matchup, given that the strength of the Tigers, I believe, is the bullpen because of the different shapes, different styles out of the pen. They've also been really good this season.
Two and one. To shortstop, look out, play at second base. Baez throws it for Keith, over to third, and Urshela gets the out. I thought evidently the tag was not made. He tripped and fell. And so Taveras is for now safe at third. He was fishing a barrel, it looked like.
Yeah, it was a smart baseball play there by Javier Baez. But I think you're right here. With Urshela stumbling there, I don't think he tagged Taveras.
He didn't.
Take a look at it here. No, he missed him.
Wow. That is just a killer.
Rangers catch a break there. That was a heads-up baseball play by Baez.
Yeah, in retrospect, you wish you would have had the out, but it's a really nice play by Baez to start the rundown. To first base, Torkelson can't get any outs. He got caught in between, thinking home maybe, then he goes to second, nothing there, and the Rangers have an 8-7 lead.
And Jason, you said it here in this series against the Rangers. Tigers have just not played clean baseball, and they're not playing clean here in the 8th inning. Torkelson takes a peek home, have no chance on Taveras, who runs so well. And you can see him here. Look, take a peek. And once he takes that peek, with Simeon going into second base, he had to rush the throw and didn't make a good throw. And that ball ends up in left field. It's one of those plays where you have to get it out.
Especially after a prior play where you didn't get an out. Now it's just 2 free rides for the Rangers in 2 pitches, basically. In a span of 5 pitches, they get 2 base runners. And so 2 on, still 1 out. Evan Carter, the batter. So it's a fielder's choice E3, the official scoring there. Oh, and 2. This is a tough inning for the Tigers, who have played, as you said, such great defense, top 3 defense in the league. There is strike 3. Miller gets right back on the horse, and he's got out number 2.
Yeah, Miller not allowing the misplays affect him. And he goes right after Carter here, and he throws him a nasty splitter. And Carter had no chance.
2 down, 2 on. Adolis Garcia, very willing to jump at a first pitch, takes a strike.
Yeah, this is a big at bat here for Miller with the kind of power that Garcia has. He could change this game. Probably going to see a lot of split fingers here.
There's one of them.
You can't get him to swing and miss on a fastball up. Especially with the velo that Miller has.
Big chopper, third base side. That's a fair ball. And Urshela throws to first because Garcia didn't run. Gio was going to pocket this ball.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised that Urshela Till not waiting for the umpire and should have just thrown this ball anyway. Garcia not running out of the box. And when the umpire makes the fair call, Urshela gets an easy out because Garcia didn't run.
Garcia thrown out at first base. Zach McKinstry pinch hitting. And there you go. See ya.
Yeah, I don't think Bochy appreciated the fact that he felt like that was a little late on calling that ball fair or foul. But take a look at the play here that gets Bochy tossed here. That ball hits in fair territory. Garcia didn't run. Urshela didn't finish the play, but then realized that that ball was called fair.
I wonder if Bruce Bochy thinks that Todd Tichenor should have made that call instead of Seha at third. Because typically you will see on a play like that in front of the bag, you'll see the plate umpires signal as well. Todd did not. Seha made the call, so maybe he was saying that's your call. Just one hypothesis.
No, that's a good call there, Jay.
Maybe.
And you can see, here's the look at it right here. Right away, see, Todd sees that ball's fair, but he didn't make a call.
No, he didn't, and that might have been what it is. That's one possibility. I don't know, but Seha did make the call pretty quickly now.
Yeah, it's just a bizarre play there. Not the best defense there, or executing of the plays in the top of the 8th inning for the Tigers, and it cost them a run.
Well, they have an associate manager in the dugout as McKinstry goes down swinging. It's former Princeton basketball player Will Venable, two-sport athlete at Princeton. Will, known for his time with the San Diego Padres, down on the bench with Bruce Bochy, so he is in charge of the ship now. Here is the exchange of cards, just in case you had questions about the chain of custody. Don't want anyone to get in trouble. Ball 1 to Riley Green. And now ball 2 to Riley Green. Double-barreled activity in the Tigers bullpen for all the contingencies, right? You could be down 8-7, you could be leading, you could be tied. As Green takes ball 3, we've seen his speed so far today with a triple in the second and a double in the fourth.
We've also seen Green be a lot more patient in the batter's box this season.
3-0 swing. Not there, ball 4. Tigers have a 1-out walk. This is the 8th inning, and so we are obligated to tell you, because this is typically where the eruption happens, that the Tigers are the best 8th inning plus team in Major League Baseball, and it's actually not close.
Yeah, we call that clutch. They have been coming up big in big situation. Here's another one here late in the ball game where the Tigers need to tie this game up or put it away.
We saw Canna earlier in the 4th inning run a count 3-0, take a strike, and then take a walk. We'll see how patient he is here against Leclerc. Called a ball, 2-0.
Just don't think you swing here, even on a 2-0, unless it's the perfect pitch. Given Leclerc having trouble commanding the zone.
Different situation than last time, obviously, later in the game.
You also got Kerry Carpenter on deck, Larkin.
Ball 3 from Leclerc. That's 7 in a row out of the zone. Chafin and Foley preparing. The Stash Brothers, as Gibby says, together again. 3-0 to Canna. Auto take. Of course it is. That's ball 4. Leclerc can't find Lazone.
Now here's an interesting situation here for Kerry Carpenter. He's seen 8 straight balls. 8 straight.
Yeah.
8 straight.
But for context, he swung 3-0 and flied out yesterday.
He did. Now's the time to trust himself, because Leclerc wants nothing more than to throw a strike here. Given the success that we've seen from Carpenter, does he unleash?
What do you think?
I'm going to tell you right now, because he's a productive hitter. He's a run producer. I'm looking for that fastball middle where I like it, middle in. If he likes it, middle in, middle up, middle out over the plate. And I'm going to be aggressive here and see if I can't change this game with one swing of the bat.
Let's see together.
Are you thinking take it?
No, I'm thinking drama here. This is one of those intense moments where you know the other guy can't throw a strike, but needs to throw a strike.
Yes, but if I'm Kerry Carpenter, I'm going to get a good pitch to hit right here.
First one, here we go. He did unload. Oh, that was the swing. That's the AAA plus swing.
Well, he got a slider here now. This is a hanging slider that he just misses. Oh. It's just a little bit out in front. And you're thinking at home, why did you swing when he's thrown 8 straight balls?
Because
he's our run producer, and he's been the hottest hitter in the Tigers lineup.
Guided foul. Leclerc has 2 strikes now. And Jonah Heim is not thrilled with the foul ball location.
You can see that ball there. You can see Carpenter just pulling off that ball. Now with 2 strikes, he's got to shorten up. And he's got to change his sights. First 2 swings, you can tell he was in pull mode. Now he's got to change his sights and think more to the big part of the field. Center field, left center here, if I'm Kerry Carpenter with 2 strikes.
Leclerc faded a changeup, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that's why he has to change his sights, because he has to protect against the changeup fading away and also that slider.
Leclerc pivots to second base, much to the dismay of thousands of balk hunters here at Comerica Park. Time called by Carpenter. You pause the game, I'll pause the game.
Yeah, I just love the gamesmanship there between both of this pitcher and hitter here. A lot of times as a hitter, you don't want to get stuck and start to think a little bit, so it's a good time out there by Kerry Carpenter. And reminding himself, see ball, hit ball.
1-2 ball is in the dirt, 2-2. Tigers trying to split with the Rangers for A.J. Hinch on the way out of Comerica Park to take on the Twins and Rays for a road trip of 6. Two and two. Called strike 3 right in the neighborhood.
I mean, I understand exactly why Carpenter doesn't pull the trigger here. It's 97, down and away. The furthest pitch from your eyes. And he didn't think for a second he could get to it. And that's a pitch you can't do much damage on. So you tip your cap there to Leclerc. Solid pitching there to get the hottest hitter in the Tigers lineup out.
So he will leave. Double-barreled action had started in the Rangers bullpen. 2 on, 2 out when we come back. Expectations of what a bank can be come to Comerica by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Rally House Detroit. Your city, your house, Rally House. 8-7 your score. Tigers trying to come back against Jose Leclerc, who walked a couple in a row. He was hoping to finish that 8th inning. Instead, they have to summon Kirby Yates, who faced Spencer Torkelson yesterday and got him swinging on back-to-back splitters in a 4-pitch strikeout.
Yeah, and Yates has not given up a run this season. 7 1/3 innings. Fastball 92, 93. It's really been it's been about the split finger fastball. More of a 2-pitch pitcher. Really keeps that baseball down.
Ooh, he went 0-2. His brain said no, his hand said yes. Two on, 2 out, 0-2 for Torkelson. Ran him inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vierling scheduled next. And the dirt. 2-2.
Nice adjustment by Torkelson. Realizing that, again, Yates is going to crowd him. Got him to check his swing early, but now that he's seen it, he's had a couple really good takes. See if he can push that ball out over the plate so he can get some extension here.
Oh, fouled away.
That was the pitch that he was looking for right there at 93. And with 2 strikes being in protect mode, that's why he fouled it off. He was a little late. Torque protecting against that splitting.
Got a piece of that one. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, but you see the adjustment there. You can see that he recognized that pitch, and he recognized that it was a split finger. Slowed himself down. And just got a piece of it.
He got him on that splitter yesterday. Below the zone, he throws it a lot with 2 strikes. 2-2. Struck him out on an elevated fastball. Inning over. Kirby Yates gets around Torque. We'll go to the 9th.
Part Kerry Carpenter did his part. Still need a hit from Matt Vierling here. Live odds are always available at FanDuel. We'll see you here in just a little bit on a post-game edition of Tigers Live. Let's hope we get a little victory and perhaps a payoff on the same game.
I mean, we'll take what we can get, Johnny.
Sure. Yeah, let's not
Thank
beg.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, 8th run would be nice, however it comes across, and there's a little bonus in there maybe for you. So 8-7 your score. Andrew Chafin is in out of the bullpen for the 9th. Our Wallside Windows pitching change.
Yeah, another trusted arm out of that pen for A.J. Hinch. Andrew Chafin with 6 1/3 innings. Look at the K rate there. High K rate. He's a guy that attacks the strike zone with 2 pitches, 2-seam fastball. And he also throws a wicked slider.
Hey, give me one without the number on.
Looks like we have a pitch comm issue.
You know, this year we hadn't had a lot of those issues with the pitch comm. It's been better. Had a couple of days.
Chafin's like, I could build a better one of these.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does think that way too.
While we have a moment, some defensive changes for you. McKinstry in at 3rd, Spencer Torkelson out of the game. Gio Urshela has moved into 1st, so it's a double switch. Rogers goes into the 4th spot, previously occupied by Torkelson. he had to come in to catch anyway as McKinstry pinch hit for Carson Kelly. Chafin against Smith to open the 9th. Strike one. If Andrew Chafin didn't get told what pitches to throw, he'd be fine probably.
He would be.
He'd be like, I'll throw whatever, I don't care.
Well, he's just got such good movement on his pitches anyway.
This to left field, it's a base hit. Smith, a leadoff single.
He muscled that ball into left field.
Tigers in the bottom of the 9th. They'll have Vierling, Keith, and Urshela scheduled to hit. Meadows and Perez on the bench. Figure it's going to be Kirby Yates as we have another pitch comm issue. It looks like a Rogers pitch comm issue. So happy birthday, Jake. Here's a new gift for you. We wrapped it very lightly. It's pitch comm. Hope you enjoy it. It's everything you've asked for on your list.
No. Didn't want that issue, did you, Jake?
Jake's like, I was thinking maybe like a puppy or a trip to Aruba or something. Here, happy birthday, pitch comm. One on, nobody out, and Wyatt Langford, 22-year-old for the Rangers. The rookie swings at the first pitch and hits it sky high, center field. And that's Vierling for out number 1. Smith wants second base, and a good read by Smith. That ball was deep to center field, and he advances.
Yeah, that's a really good job by Smith there, reading that play, given that that ball is hit deep to center field. Vierling gets behind it. It's a good throw. But the speed of Smith, just a little too much there. Give the Texas Rangers a lot of credit here, though, but coming in the ballpark knowing the situation where if the ball's hit deep, you've got a chance to steal 90 feet or advance 90 feet. And Smith, again, playing the ballpark as if it was a home ballpark for them.
You saw the first base coach, Corey Ragsdale, very alert over there with him as Smith scampered back to the bag.
Good job by the Tigers, too, saying tag. You can hear them yelling that he was going to tag there. Nevertheless, Smith got himself in the scoring position with some good base running. How about a slider down and in here?
On 0-2 to Heim. It's strike 3. It's a slider, and it got the job done.
Yeah, that's one of the things Chafin is really good at, is using that slider to both sides of the plate. Take a look at the slider grip there. Look at the spin and how the bottom falls out right there.
Chafin against Duran. Outside, ball 1. Leody Taveras would be next. He doubled last time. Another one-run game at this point for the Detroit Tigers. 8 of 18 games have been one-run games.
Yeah, they've been in some close ones, some nail biters. And again, they're above 500 in those games.
Pivot to second.
Well, Duran has struggled on a slider. He's hitting about 200. See what 2-0 count here. If Chafin will go to that pitch. So he's going to be aggressive here.
That's in. It's 3 balls, no strikes on Duran. Swinging here. Feeling good.
Yes, I do. I think Duran will be swinging here if he gets a pitch he likes.
He didn't like it enough. 3-1. Borderline.
It's a good take. Not a pitch you can do much damage to him. He's going to get a slider here, though.
in the dirt. 2 on, 2 out. So Leody Taveras, the 25-year-old from the Dominican Republic, who had 14 home runs, a career high last year, goes after the first pitch he sees and pops it up. Urshela doesn't have room. Sorry to let the air out of your tires, Simo.
It did. For a second there, I thought Urshela may have a chance to make a play here. But that ball just kept running away from him. There's a soft landing there on the tarp.
When a tarp becomes a chair.
Yeah.
0-1. Upstairs. Andrew Chafin is the 5th guy out of the bullpen today for the Tigers. Line to left, hanging up, but not long enough. Taveras drives in run number 9.
When this ball was hit off the bat of Taveras, Riley Green thought he had a play, and if he goes with his first mind, his first thought here, I think Riley comes in and he makes this play, but he opts to stay back, let that ball bounce. And he'll be kicking himself a little bit because we've seen him make some incredible plays, some spectacular plays while diving for the baseball. He might have wanted that opportunity back.
If you do dive and you don't make the catch.
And I think that's what he thought about. If he didn't make the play and that ball gets by him, now the floodgates open.
Yeah, we're talking 10-7 possibly. But
yeah. But he had the right thought. He read that ball perfectly.
1-0. So now the Tigers will need at least 2. Cleveland, by the way, is leading once again. The Guardians are 12-6. They're up 5-4 in Boston late. That's a swing. Cleveland did lose 2-0 in an hour 49 yesterday in a pitch timer celebration.
That is a celebration. 149.
That one bounces away from Rogers. Duran to third, Taveras to second.
That's the slider there.
That hit the plate, I
Chafin.
think.
It looks like it hit the plate. And Jake Rogers backhand that ball there, but when it's down, feel like you kind of got to shift your body and try to get in front of that ball.
Two. Little piece. That's all we're looking for in the world is a little piece.
Little piece.
Two. Lengthy inning for Chafin now, 20 pitches plus. Good job. Nice play. Torque fan. 2-2. Right field and playable. Canna makes the catch. The inning is over. Rangers pick up a run with 2 out, a walk and an RBI single. And we go downstairs to the Figer Law desk for Todd Jones and Johnny Kane. Hi, Johnny.
Hey, what's going on, man? We're getting ready here, but before we tease what's to come, we're going to talk about Figer Law Pick the Stick. We got some updates in here, and look, another positive day for Jason Benetti. I'm proud of you. Simo's done well. Peaches, I've heard Peaches did not like the producer's selection that he got today and actually texted his concerns. And I can't take any credit, even though hashtag says my name, but that was all Natalie Kerwin there. But a big day at the plate with Riley Green, Todd Jones.
Big day at the plate for a lot of the hitters today.
A lot of the hitters today.
A lot of offense today. We're going to break down in the postgame about the offensive explosion. But right now, we got the ninth coming up. We need a couple runs. Journey's Don't Stop Believing is going. And, you know, as Tiger fans, we're having Vierling, Colt Keith, and Geo's up. So, you know, it's time to see what happens. I'm feeling okay. We got the right guys. It's a tall task. Two runs in an inning late is a tall task, but got the right guys ready to go. We got to get Vierling going, get him knocking, and but it's been a good series, and the offense was impressive today for sure.
Very good. You ever been to South Detroit?
Yeah, sure. Try to stay out of Wyandotte, but outside of that, what are you going to do?
Jason.
Let's get some runs, guys.
Let's get some runs, guys.
Geography's canceled. Todd Jones is not doing geography class anymore. Born and raised in Alabama. 9-7 your score. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
You think Todd Jones been to South Detroit? Stop it.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying Journey. This is between innings. There are certain days at the ballpark where there are giveaways, right? First 10,000 fans get something.
Yes.
Sometimes you get a pitch com. Because Andrew Chafin had an issue with his pitch com, and so he was a little frustrated, and he decided to share it with a fan.
Well, if you think about the pitch coming and the starting and the stopping, disrupting his rhythm, his time, and just not happy, and he showed his frustration.
We look forward to hearing from Johnny and Jonesy after the ball game, and yeah, a frustrating day in a lot of ways for both sides, really. 9-7 the Rangers with the lead. Vierling lines this right at shortstop, and Seager.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. Vierling taking a really good swing here, hits this ball right on the barrel. That guy been standing there over 100 years, right at him. Call that dumb hitting.
When did you start playing? Then you know when the shortstop started there.
He's been there for a long time.
Yeah. Simo debuted against Tigers with Walter Johnson, evidently. To strike one to Colt Keith. Got to have a base runner and a bomb here. One ball, one strike on Keith, who's been on base twice.
Well, you know Keith will show patience. He rarely chases. So that could be you're at least getting a guy on base to give Arcelli a chance.
Left center field, Taveras. Two down for Urshela.
Now, how about a bloop and a blast?
Okay. I'm down.
You with it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you miss me. Come on.
You're going to miss me for like a minute. Then you're going to see that Dan Dickerson's your partner and going to be like, okay, I'm good. Urshela. Ball outside, 1-0. Got to have a base runner first. Or back-to-back homers. Blast and a blast is fine. That is your base hit.
Now all we need is a blast. And Baez has had himself a day. Had a really good day today, seeing the ball well.
He's come up in so many big spots today. The lineup has found him.
He thrives in these big moments. How about these couple of good swings here? Smoking these fastballs in on the inside part of the plate. There's another one. Crush. Jumping off his bat at 109 miles per hour. Getting her done. How about right now, Javi?
He just took his timeout before the at-bat started. Tying run at the plate, Javi Baez. big pass at a high splitter.
Jason, I've also noticed that Baez continues to make adjustments in the batter's box. Take a look at the hand positioning now. He's dropped those hands a little bit, getting them closer to the hitting zone.
He takes outside there, 1 ball, 1 strike. So what does that do for you?
Allows him to feel like he didn't have a long way to go to get to the baseball. So in his mind, when he has his leg kicks, got a lot of movement, you feel late. You got a long way to go. Well, he's shortened the distance, and now the bat can get through the zone a lot quicker.
Runner goes from first. In the air, right field, Javi Baez. Garcia toward the line, makes the catch. And the Tigers fall 9-7 to the Texas Rangers.
Well, we got the line drive, got a guy on base. There's a fastball down the middle. Baez hits this ball in the barrel, just didn't get enough of it. And Garcia down the right field line chases this ball down.
Well, 3 errors back-to-back days, you hope is very uncharacteristic for the Tigers. It didn't help at the end of this series.
No, it has been uncharacteristic because they've played solid defense up into this series. And let's just hope going to Minnesota against a division foe, they can get back on track.
All right, enjoy your trip. I'll see you in a couple days.
I'll see you in a couple days.
All right, we say farewell for Natalie Kerwin, for Craig Monroe, Jason Benetti up here in the booth. For our entire marvelous crew, now let's send it down to Johnny Kane at the Figer Law desk for Tigers Live postgame.
Well, way to go, fellas. Not exactly what we had drawn up in this one. Another tight affair against the defending world champs, but the Tigers come up short today, and now it is off to Minnesota. We're going to break this one down. Again, unclean baseball came back to bite the Tigers today. Todd Jones, Johnny Kane coming your way with a postgame edition of Tigers Live right after this.